enough. I am the head coach at Barton Community College. I was the head coach at Great Bend High School prior to that for 8 years. Prior to that, I was way out in Tribune, Kansas for a couple years. And I actually started my coaching career at Manhattan High School when I was going to college. So something a little bit unique about me is I'm coaching at the college level, but I didn't actually compete at the college level. I had plenty of opportunities to go compete at the college level. They just weren't the right fit for me, so I chose not to. I chose to go to K-State, get my education degree, and start coaching. So I've almost been coaching as long as I've been wrestling at this point in my life, which seems kind of weird because it seems like yesterday when I was just still, I was your guys' age, still going to camps like this. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you guys. I was never really that successful until I hit high school, and it's because I just kept working and kept working and kept grinding in high school. So here's a fun fact for you. How many of you have placed at Kid State? Okay, that's awesome. That is very awesome. That's a very good accomplishment. So me personally, I only won one match my entire career at Kid State. But then when I got to high school, I only lost 2 matches in high school state. So if you get frustrated during your season, or you get frustrated that you're not reaching your goals, just keep working hard. Keep working, keep grinding, and keep moving forward, and it's gonna pay off in the end. I can promise you that. Okay, if you keep working as hard as you can, you will get to where you want to be. Okay, but if you start letting the doubt set in and stop working and stop coming to camps like this or going to camps elsewhere, that's when you're gonna start taking a step backwards, okay? So just continue to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get warmed up. Some of you have come to freestyle Greco practices, so some of the things that you're gonna have to demonstrate a little bit when we do some of this warm-up stuff. Okay, so if I say your name and you know what I'm talking about, like when we do back arches and hip heists and things like that, some of you kind of know what I'm talking about. Some of you should catch on pretty quickly. Okay, so some of those are just some warm-up things that we do at the college level every single day. Some of them seem pretty beginner, but that's because they are. It's little things that win the match. All right, so let's jog. Let's jog. John Zane here. Although he's a big boy. Okay, and I'm gonna reach down here. Okay, I got my hips up, right? Got my hips up. Okay, and I'm just taking this one under here. Okay, here's what I was seeing from a lot of you. A lot of you were just doing this. You're just taking this right leg over like this. Okay, I should be landing exactly where I am. Okay, so I'm taking it backwards, walking it out. Notice I'm just flipping my hips. Okay, so those of you that cannot do it from standing, which is okay, here's another way you can try it. Okay, walking down. Punching it through. Okay, let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, but I gotta be able to maneuver around on my knees. Okay, so all I'm doing is stepping across, punching my knee to the other side. At the same time, I'm shooting this, it's like I'm shooting another sweep to the other side. Okay, so I'm here, stepping across, punching my knee, changing my head. Now I'm in the sweep on the other side. Okay, so I'm stepping, punch, step, punch. You're gonna do about 3 or 4 of them each way. And switch with your partner. Any questions on this one? Okay, so I'm stepping, punching. Stepping back across, punching. Okay, notice I'm getting my hips split all the way around. I'm not just doing this. Okay, I'm not just doing this. Not doing this. Am I getting my hips around? No, because if I'm sitting here like this, it's probably gonna sprawl on me, right? But if I'm here, I'm in a lot better position, right? So I'm stepping, getting all the way around. Okay, stepping, getting all the way around. Okay, so make sure you get your hips all the way around. 1, 2, 3. Okay, but we have to make sure we get the elbow pass done first. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna work a little finish from the high crotch. Some of you that stayed, if you were there Monday or Tuesday night, I don't think there's too many of you here. You come Monday or Tuesday? Is it just you? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna work a little high crotch finish. Okay, that was actually just showed Monday night, something that I kind of forgot about, but it is very, very useful. And then we're going to talk about when my head gets stuck in the hole. Okay, some tips to get out of there. That'll be for this morning. And then this afternoon, we're going to get on the mat. We're going to work some legs. Okay, we're going to work on putting legs in. We're also going to work on defending the legs. Okay, All right, so first thing is an elbow pass. An elbow pass, for me, I like to hit it from his collar tie. Okay, especially if they like to go ear to ear. I feel like this is pretty successful here. You can also go forehead to forehead. Okay, so the first step to my elbow pass is I want to go thumbs up. Okay, I want thumb up. Make a C if you want. Thumb up, right on the back of his, right? There's some muscles between your tricep and your elbow that connect everything. I don't remember what they're called. I just remember them explaining it to me because I hurt my elbow a year ago and they told me I like tore all my muscles out in my elbow. But it's all fixed now. But there's some muscles in here and you can feel them, you can pinch back here. Okay, so you're not trying to pinch your partner really hard. Okay, but I'm just trying to grip a hold of it here. There's a little opening here. Okay, do you see how I can grip his arm here? Everyone kind of see that? Okay, so I'm grabbing elbow, thumb, and I'm pinching my thumb and finger together. Okay, and I'm gonna be in a good stance here. Okay, so when I elbow pass, I'm taking it down and away. Any type of setup, whether it's an arm drag or anything like that, has to be down and away. So if I'm gonna arm drag, I'm pulling down and pulling it away. Okay, so for this elbow pass, I'm going down and pushing it away. See how that gets him to step? But it's not just pulling down and pushing it away. I have to move my feet a little bit. I have to get myself ready to take my shots. Okay, so I can start from a collar tie if I want, but I don't really want to hang in the collar tie because I got to use this arm to shoot. Okay? So as you get better at this, you can kind of bait them by collar tying with them. But for now, I want you to just leave your arm right by your side. Okay? Elbow by your side, elbow in. Okay, and then eventually some of you that are a little more advanced, you can come up and bait them with your collar tie. Okay, so I got my elbow to the side, got my elbow pass. So I'm gonna circle to my left, change my level. And as I'm circling left here, I gotta take my chin and I gotta tuck it into my shoulder here. So that when I push it down and away, I can push it across my face. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, so I'm gonna take it, step in, I'm pushing it across my face. And this is what sets up my shots here. See, I'm in good position. I'm ready to shoot. Okay? So we're gonna show 2 shots to start, and then we'll show the other 2 in just a second, just so you can get to shooting off this. But the first thing I want us to do is just circle here. My first shot is a high crotch, right here at this leg. Here. Okay? Right into my high crotch. We'll talk about all the finishes. We'll talk about finishes eventually. I just want you to get in on the shot right now. Okay, and then the other one is the double leg. Same concept. Passing it, instead of going high crotch, I gotta shoot at an angle here. I can't shoot where he was, I gotta shoot where he's going. Okay, I'm gonna shoot into my double leg. Okay, me personally on the double leg, I like to lock hands right underneath their butt. I like to lock my hands right underneath their butt and pinch my elbows together. Okay, some coaches teach wrap, which is perfectly fine. Okay, but me personally, I'm coming here and squeezing elbows. Okay, if I'm here, Zane sprawls. Okay, he can kind of get me out of position. I gotta try to knee slide in. Okay, now if I'm locked and pinched and Zane sprawls, he can't. Okay, and then I can knee slide still, but I don't have to knee slide as hard. So then when he sprawls, he almost just takes his feet off for me. Finish my shot. Okay, if you're used to wrapping legs, you can wrap legs. It's absolutely fine. Okay, but you want to work on pinching while we're here. Under the butt pinch. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Back to the original. Step in, pinching, pass. High crotch. Or pass, double. Okay, any questions? If you cannot get the elbow pass first, don't take a shot. Raise your hand and Mr. Coach Broeckelman will be over there to help. Okay, you gotta get the elbow cleared first. If you can't clear the elbow, if it gets stuck here, if it's here and I can't clear it off my head, well, it's probably because I'm not tucking my chin here. Probably have my head too high. So get that chin tucked. Here, and we'll talk about the next 2 shots in a second. Partners, when they elbow passes me, I just want you to step, and then he can choose which shot to do. We're not reacting right now. We're not reacting. let him hit a high crotch or let him hit a double. When I shoot my double, stay over here. Everyone's scrunching here in the middle. Let me show you what I'm talking about as far as what. No, not to me. Just scrunch right here so you can see this angle that I'm talking about. If you have to stand up, some of you biggers, that's fine. All right, so you see this line right here? You guys see this starting block line?
Yep.
All right. When I elbow pass, I'm changing here. Now, when I shoot, am I shooting here? Look where my shoulders are.
No,
that's not good position, right? I have to shoot where my opponents are going. Okay, so when I elbow pass, and I have to understand he's going to be trying to circle and face me because that's what good wrestlers do. Okay, so I have to be shooting at an angle here. Okay. When back in Great Bend High School before we got new mats, we taped a bunch of J's. We had a J, and we had a backwards Y coming off of it, and that was your footwork. Okay, we took our starting lines, we taped a J like this, that indicated my shuffle, and then the Y indicated where my arm's going. Okay, so it's a visual for some of you to find. Okay, maybe over lunch I'll put one on the mat somewhere so you kind of see what I'm talking about. But for now, elbow pass, high crotch, elbow pass, double. 1, 2, 3, come down. See that? See the difference? And plus, look at my elbow. That's not good. I'm open. So if I go thumb, if I'm here, if I go here, this is more of like a pop. Okay, I'm popping it over my head. Okay, that's not what we're doing here. We're passing it. Okay, so that's why I'm thumb down. Plus, if I try to pass it, I have to put my elbow up in order to pass it with my thumbs down. So I gotta go thumb up so that I can keep it nice and tight here. Okay, here's the other thing I'm seeing. A lot of you are inside. You're trying to pass it inside. Okay, this is an outside tie. I'm on the outside. He's got inside control. I'm on the outside. So I am not necessarily in good position right here. Okay. But this is where I need to be. Okay, I need to be on the outside. I'm not trying to pull it from the inside, I'm on the outside. Okay, and for now, those of you, especially younger ones, leave this hand by your side. Because too many of you are just like you're wrestling around like this. You're out of control. Stay tight here for right now. We'll talk about how to set it up with the collar tie in just a second. Okay, so just a few tips here. There's my high crotch. I want my double. Okay, if you only can choose one, choose one. And it's okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. With the 4 shots where this arm's going. Okay? So, in a real match, is he just gonna stand there for me?
No.
No. Is the high crotch still gonna be there?
No. Yeah.
Could be. It could be still. But he's probably gonna circle. If you're a high crotch person, you just gotta figure out where he's taking that leg to. For me, this was my bread and butter. Okay, this is what I won 2 state championships with. It's a far ankle kick. It's a misdirection. Okay, so I'm in here. As I pass it, he starts circling. He thinks I'm coming to this one. What's he gonna do? He's gonna move it backwards, right? So now, instead of coming to high crotch, I'm still shoving this across. I'm coming to a low level. Okay, so again, like I said, for some of you, this is going to be a little bit too much, so you can stay with your high crotch, but I want to go ahead and show it anyway. So, again, I'm passing. As he circles, he takes that leg back. I'm coming here. They're not always going to fall, and then we're going to go over what to do a little bit later if my head's stuck. Okay? So, here, I go to shoot, he stretches, adjust. My head should go right on the inside thigh here, okay, and I'm pulling this and I'm chopping. Okay, I'm coming around the heel. Okay, so this is a low level to the opposite side of where I'm going. Okay, the other shot is a sweep single. How many of you like to do a sweep single? It's the same concept. Okay, so I pass, he goes, and now I'm sweeping. Okay. It's a little bit different footwork when you sweep because I have to change here, and as he's stepping around, I gotta come back and take another outside shot here. A little bit different footwork, a little more footwork on the sweep from here. The low level is the same footwork as the high crotch, except instead of going to the high crotch, I'm just adjusting the path of my arm and the path of my knee. Okay, so watch from this angle here. Okay, so I'm passing, high crotch, I'm coming here, right? He starts moving that backwards, so I'm gonna adjust here. Tap. Be careful with your partner, you don't need to blow any knees. If you come flying in there, you're gonna hurt somebody. So partners, kind of move be ready for them if they're going low level, and move it. Again, some of you little guys, stick with the high crotch, stick with the fireman's for right now. You're gonna learn this one when you're a little bit older, okay? Any questions?
What happens if this?
Well, then you better be in a good stance so you can get back to your feet. Because that can happen. That's a very good question. What happens if I miss the leg? Okay, what happens here if I miss? I shoot a high crotch. Oh, look, I just come in my stance. I just shoot right through. Okay? So if I think I'm gonna hit the high crotch, so I pass it, he moves that leg, I'm just gonna stay head position, I'm gonna stay in my stance. Very good question. Okay, but that's why the low level, if I can get it, will be so deadly. Okay, yes? Yep, we can do it. The low level? The low level? Okay, one more time here. So pass, going from a high crotch, my partner's circling, taking his leg back, adjust. Chop. All right, and then we'll talk about what to do if I can't get him chopped down, if I get stuck under there. Here in just a second. But I wanted to show this little elbow pass series, 4 different shots. All from one setup. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be best to see from this angle. Is whether I get in from my elbow pass, okay, or I just get into my high crotch here, okay, but I finish from this high crotch. Okay? So, what's a normal finish from here? Just drive across double leg, right? Okay, which is good. It's a good one. Okay? Now, this one is kind of like an out the back door finish. Okay? So, when I'm here, because a lot of times, what's he gonna do? Sprawl, and then I get stuck here, right? Okay. So, when I'm here, okay, this little trick works for both head on the inside or head on the outside. My head's on the outside, I can still cut across. Okay, but if not, okay, I'm gonna keep locked on his knee. Okay, I'm gonna put pressure down, and I'm gonna come up here. Okay, see how how it comes up? How now I'm a little more loose. Okay, and I can cut across. Okay, now if he's really hanging on top of me, okay, and I'm coming up, I'm here. Okay, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this. Okay, because most likely he's gonna be trying to sprawl here. Okay, and I gotta step through the legs, and I'm gonna come underneath. Go sprawl, stay sprawl, don't roll. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, I'm taking this to the ceiling. Okay, notice I switched my knees, right? I'm switching my knees. Stepping through here to the ceiling. Okay, because he's most likely, if he's on my belly, that's okay. Okay, so I'm sitting through here. Okay, this side. Yeah, put your hand on it. Stay flat. Try to stay flat. When I'm stepping through, okay, I'm stepping under, trying to take my shoulder through high. Okay, so I'm coming here. Could be because I'm too big. Hey, you're just falling off of me. Go ahead and try it. I'll coach you through it. Okay, so he's gonna switch his knees. Okay, he's gonna step through. He's gonna try to punch this shoulder up. He's gonna try to sit through here. Okay, so now he's back behind me. Okay, it could be that I'm just a little too big and Zane's just falling off me. I can't quite fit my body underneath him. Okay, so let's look at this one more time. Let's go back to this thing. I'll let you do it here. Okay, so he gets down on his high crotch. He's in here. Okay, he switches his knees. Because he's probably trying to cross face. He's gonna go underneath the legs, punch it through. Now they should just fall forward. Now, the guy on bottom, when you're coming through, you should be punching it to the sky. Okay? So instead of dropping my ankle, punch it to the sky. Punch this to the sky. Yes, there. And then you just pop your head out and finish. Okay. It's a little difficult. It is a little more technical. Okay. So some of you little guys, if you haven't really been in a high crotch very much, now you're just going to get on a high crotch and it's going to go right to a double leg finish. Double leg finish. Okay. Those of you that are a little more advanced, you can try this one out a little bit. Okay. So again, I'm in my high crotch, switching knees. I'm coming under, punching through. I'm trying to get his head, trying to go right between his crotch here. If you got a little bit of size difference, it might be a little difficult. But we're gonna give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. Technical one, kind of difficult one. But if you can understand that and get it, the earlier you can get that, the easier it's gonna be to get in that situation, take some people down. Okay? Now, another situation that we're gonna talk about before we get into head on the inside is when I get in on a sweep single, okay, I shoot my sweep single, doesn't matter how you get in on your sweep single. Okay, I like to get into my sweep single, I'm pulling this arm to me. Okay, and a lot of times I'll let go and I'll be in this position right here. Okay? And when you get older, instead of just sprawling, a lot of times guys will sprawl, they'll whizzer. You guys know what a whizzer is?
Yeah.
He's got his hand, he's got a split. He's gonna be pressuring down. Okay? So this is when he has leg on the outside. Because a lot of times if I'm here, I can still finish my single leg, right? I can pull it up to a ride the pike. Okay? But it's sometimes when he starts whizzering, his foot gets on the outside. So you remember that little step drill that we did? That's where this comes in handy. But I'm leaving this one, and I'm collapsing this knee. Okay? This only works because I have good head position. Good hip position, good chest position. If I'm down here like this, it's not gonna work. Now it might work if you can knee slide good enough here, okay? But I'm gonna knee slide to my other side here, okay? And I'm buckling this knee here. Head up, chest up, okay? I'm going to my sweep, just like we talked about here. Okay, so this is just a little tip here. You're in on a sweep. In on a sweep. He's sprawling, I'm trying to drive, he's trying to get in bad position. He's got his leg on the outside here. Okay, so I'm gonna reach across. Okay, I'm stepping, trying to drive my knee. I'll face it over here in a second. I'm buckling this knee, and I'm coming to a sweep. Buckle here. Okay, so let's face the other direction. Let's face this direction so you can see what I'm doing on this side. Okay, so even if he's got me a little bit of bad position, okay, here's my window. He's trying to sprawl. Okay, I'm stepping, head in the hole up, buckling this down, sweeping across. Okay, kind of into an opposite, like a little chop down double. Okay, any questions on that one? One more time, yep. Which angle? Both? Okay, so I'm here. Okay, I'm trying to hit my sweep. He gets me his leg on the outside. He's kind of getting me in bad position. Okay, I cannot do it from here. Okay, now I can get to this position by straightening up. Okay, so I'm in my sweep, stepping across, buckling it down, looking for my sweep. Okay, let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. Sweep, this is get it on. Most likely it's probably going to be a sweep. It could be a regular single leg or double leg where you just get kind of stuck there because maybe you get extended like on a double leg and he sprawls and then I'm here. Okay, but it's this situation of my head is stuck between his knees. Okay, so we're going to show 5 or 6 different finishes, but we're going to go just a couple at a time. So, no matter how you get into it, okay, you're going to start here. You got head in the hole, okay? Most of the time, hopefully your knees are underneath you. If your knees are not underneath you, in order to score from here, I gotta get my knees underneath me. Okay, notice, my laces are down. If my feet are up, that means he can grab my ankle. Okay, but if my laces are down, okay, it's gonna be harder for him. Okay, so to get to this position we're talking about, I'm simply just raising up. If you can, Okay, it's gonna be hard. I might put one on the ground, but I gotta secure the other. I'm coming up here. Okay, and once I get up, I can pull down, stay tight. Now, the simplest one when you're little that works is I'm just pulling one down and popping one over. Okay, so that's the first one. When you get a little bit older, that one doesn't work very well. Okay, because people have learned how to count it. They stay tight. Okay, so first one. Okay, I'm coming up. I'm pulling down on one, and I'm popping the other one over. Cover. Okay. And the second one's kind of similar. Okay, the second one. I'm here. I come up. Now instead of, I'm still pulling down, and I'm not popping. I'm pulling this one across. Okay, so I'm going underneath, taking under, grabbing the ankle. I still have a hold of this one. Okay, and I'm gonna wrap my body with it. And as I'm wrapping, okay, I'm cutting this one through. Now, this one doesn't work that often, but it will work a few times because most guys are gonna be wrapped around my belly or staying tight. Okay, so for this first one, first two, again, pull down, pop, or pulling across, ripping it down, cutting it better, cut through. Okay? And we'll talk about, in the next series, what happens if they stay tight and I can't just cut through. And most of the time what's gonna happen, stay tight on my body, is when I pull this, I'm gonna end up here. And I can't cut through. Okay, but we need to understand, I'm trying to pull it around my body so I can get in that situation first. Cut if you can. If you can't, we're gonna go right into what the next one is. Okay? Try these two out. Pull, pop, especially you little guys. Pulling across. 1, 2, 3. Again, laces on the mat. I don't have my ankles showing. Get your ankles on my body. And I'm gonna have to come here to my side. Okay, and I gotta keep this nice and straight. I'm gonna be trying to hook the leg. After I get it hooked, I gotta adjust my hips down and push pressure into it. Okay, so I'm here, get my knees to my chest, coming up, coming across, pulling it. Now, most of the time, you might even get stuck right here. Okay, because they're so tight to you. And that's okay. I have it pulled across how I want it. Okay, I'm just gonna come to my side here. You see how I still got his leg straight? My head's in between his crotch, but that's okay. Now I can't rush this situation, because if I let go of this leg, he's gonna be able to get around me or stay away from me or sprawl or get his legs back. I have to keep this straight until I can hook. Okay? So most times, especially on better wrestlers, when I come up, I start pulling, he's gonna be trying to hold as tight as he can. He's not gonna wanna be in this position. I set him down. Okay, I keep this straight. Okay, I'm gonna take this one and I'm hooking. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of pressure here, so I'm not gonna be pulling too hard on Zane here. Okay, so most of the time they're gonna be trying to squeeze your head still, staying in tight here. So now that I got it hooked, now I can start pushing his knee off, pop my head through, and hips down. Okay, if you keep this leg hooked, go right into a turtle. Claw turtle. Okay. Right into back ones. Okay. Let me see it again. One more time. All right. So, again, same position. I'm here. Pull them up. I'll rotate a little bit. Rip it across. Okay. He's staying tight, I can't shake him off, I can't get my arm through. I'm gonna drop. Okay, now. So I'm hooking. After I get hooked, I'm gonna keep everything tight, start pushing the head off till I can pop, circle into the legs. Okay, if I can keep this leg hooked, see how I'm hooked here? Okay, as you get a little older, you go right into a turk. So I'm here, I'm gonna climb up the body right to a claw. So a claw, okay, coming here, okay, I'm just gonna elevate the leg, pick up some back points there. Sometimes you're not gonna be able to crawl up. Sometimes as I'm coming here, as you pop, they're gonna just go belly and they're gonna crawl forward. You get that leg through. Okay, but if you can keep this leg split, you can go right into a tuck. But if you can't, they just crawl forward, that's okay. Got my ticket. Got my 3. Okay, we got it. Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. Why I said sit on your laces. Now he can't grab it. So that means he's gonna have to hang on to my belly. Okay? If I leave my ankles exposed, now he can grab them. So when I try to do this, now I'm kind of in trouble. Okay? Because if I let go and try to battle hands, I'm in the wrong angle. So I'll change this hand. He's gonna shut it out. Okay? So, biggest key to protecting your ankles is to keep them flat on the ground. But if you get exposed, okay, and I come here, okay, I have to just punch. Your leg should be stronger than his arm. You gotta punch, okay? Punch it through. Because I guarantee if you can get hooked, nobody's gonna be able to hang on here. Or you're gonna tear their hamstring, calf, okay? And I'm arching into them. Okay, stay hooked. If they keep your ankles, you probably need to try to switch. You probably might not be able to set them down. Another's finish if they have your ankles. If I'm exposed, he's got my ankles. Okay, so instead of setting him down, I'm gonna come here still, okay, but I'm not gonna fall. I'm gonna keep it tight. I'm gonna try to pull it across my body, and instead of falling, I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna punch it through. Then I can fall. Okay, so I'll go from the other direction. You've got my ankles. So if I'm up, he's got my ankles, I need to get him hidden. I'm pulling it across, I'm not falling down, but I'm staying up. Punch. And it even keeps my ankles.
Gotta have a good partner there, don't be falling off the side there so you can do this.
Yeah, stay tight. If you have to, just hang on the ankles. You have to release and hold the belly, hold the belly. Okay? So those are 2 adjustments you can make. Okay, and then we still got 2 more finishes. So make those adjustments, work on. They got my ankles, pulling it through is the main adjustment. The other adjustment, if you're like this every single time, you have to train your body to be here. I gotta keep my laces down to make this move work a little easier. 1, 2, 3. Then I can work this sit through one. Okay, so when I'm battling here, okay, if I'm not good at hiding my ankles, as I'm coming up, okay, I'm gonna just sit to my butt here. So as I'm coming up, I gotta sit. I can't come up and then try to sit. Okay, it's all one motion. So I'm in here battling. Okay, so I'm gonna start coming up. I'm gonna step up. Now I'm here. And now he's in trouble. He can wrap my belly. That's not really gonna help him much. Okay, so I got set through. Okay, and whichever leg I have, that's the side I wanna come to. I'm gonna scoot. Okay, scoot and scoot and scoot and scoot and coming through. Okay, so I'm gonna sit right to my butt. Instead of trying to lift him all the way up, I'm gonna sit right to my butt. Okay, so I'm in here. Whichever leg you wanna attack, make sure you have that one down, so that when I step up, okay, instead of coming up here, okay, I'm stepping up here. Keeping this tight. Sitting through. Get my shoulder through. Tack, 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 tack. Okay, so it's kind of the same concept as the high crouch one, but my head's on the inside now. Okay. If he's good, he's a little better as I sit through. Okay, he may be locked on my belly, so it's gonna be a little bit more of a battle. Okay, I can still set him to the side here. Hook.
1 minute.
Punch. Attack. Okay, I'm just getting my ankle so that he can't grab me. Okay, so instead of coming straight up here and battling, as I'm coming up, I'm stepping up, hitting it like a little sit out basically. And then I'm attacking. Questions?
I already know this.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Top, bottom. So this last one, this is kind of a fun move as well. It's kind of a tricky move. It's catch people off guard. You can actually pin someone from this position and stack them up. Okay? And so we're gonna go ahead and show it. It does take a little bit. You gotta hide your ankles. Okay, and you gotta get this arm pulled across. You gotta make them panic a little bit. Okay, so when I come up, I got my ankles hid. He's trying to just hold on for dear life because he doesn't want me to pull. So as I start pulling here, okay, do you see this elbow? Okay, so I'm pulling it. Now I'm gonna take my own elbow and I'm gonna hook his elbow. Okay, and as I'm hooking it, okay, I'm just gonna start sitting back into him. Here. Okay, I'm gonna start sitting back into him, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna hook. Many of you are like, this isn't gonna work, Coach Broeckelman. Can you do much, Zane?
Get out of there, Zane.
So when he does get out, he's gonna kick over top of my head, and I'm here. So you're either gonna get him to scramble and panic, and he's gonna kick out, start kicking around, he's gonna let go, or you're gonna catch him on enough guard that I'm just gonna sit here, and as soon as I hook, the ref's gonna be seeing in flat.
Just like a phone.
Okay. One of the first years when I was at Grapeland High School, we taught this to a kid who was always in that situation. And he pinned 6 guys in that move, broke our pin record. And when he broke the pin record, it was that state and it was in that move. So it's kind of funny. But so it's kind of a little tricky, sneaky move. Okay, so let's look at it one more time. So same situation we've been in. I'm here. I'm hiding my ankles. Why am I hiding my ankles? Because that's good position. But for this move specifically, if I'm not, he's gonna grab my ankles and I can't set this move up. I gotta hide my ankles, so I want him to wrap around my belly. And even if he pinches my head, okay, he can't cross his legs, but he can pinch. If you're in Zane's position, you should pinch the head. Okay, you should also try to reach up when you're locked. You should also try to capture one of these arms and lock the arm in, because now I can't move as much. Now I'm in trouble, so I can't. So I gotta keep my elbows in. I can't let him I can't be here. He can't grab it. Okay. So I gotta keep him away from him. So pulling it across. He's gonna try to stay tight because he doesn't want to go to his hip. I'm gonna hook. Elbow hook. And I'm just gonna start sitting back as I'm sitting back. Trying to hook in here. Okay, if he kicks out, perfect. If not, you're gonna pin. Okay, any questions? So instead of setting him down after I pull it across, I'm gonna drive back into him. The shoulder's gonna be flat, reach up, hook the leg around.
What happens if you can't lift it?
You just keep trying, buddy. You will be able to lift him eventually. Part of it's probably because, come here. Some of you, I've noticed, some of you are struggling with lifting because you don't have your head in the hole. You gotta get your head back in here. And look at my knees. Are they at my chest?
No.
No. So those of you that have been struggling lifting people, it's because you're trying to lift and you're all extended. And you're hanging out with both. So if you have to, okay, get my knees to my chest, grab only one side, push myself up. That might help some of you. I've noticed a lot of you are trying to lift from here. Even if you push up, you're trying to lift, you don't got your knees to your chest. Get your knees up there. Now I'm up. Pull it across. Hook.
Always ready.
Hook. Okay. Alright. Try it out. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna do, I don't even really know what it's called. It was a move that I made up when I was like in high school that I was really successful with. And it's a little more advanced for some of you, but some of you older, so you'll be able to get it. It's out of a spiral ride, okay? But I like to show it and expose it because you can understand it. Eventually it's a very successful move, okay? So we are going to talk about legs, and also I owe somebody a shirt still. I don't remember who that was. Whoever won the game. Okay, so make sure you see me before you leave. Okay. All right. And we might play another round of that if we have time at the end. We'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. So that means you guys got to focus, right? We got to focus and make sure we're listening and paying attention.
Do the people, if we're good at practice, after we play the game, do the people that won do they get to?
A shirt?
No, do they get to play?
Oh, the chat. Yes, everyone would get to play. All right. Come here, Will. So most of you probably know Will, right? He wrestled here.
Yeah.
He's graduating, going on to do bigger things at K-State.
I will.
All right. So first thing we're going to talk about is how do I get into legs? Because we can't really show anything from the legs or leg defense if we don't even understand how to get in there. Some of this is going to be kind of difficult for some of you. Okay, so there's lots of ways to get into legs. The first thing I want to talk about is just a spiral right. You guys know where spiral right is?
No.
Yep.
Okay, good thing we're starting there. So, spiral right. There's a couple ways to do a spiral right. Me personally, I like to run a half with my spiral right. And I try to put my hand all the way on top of the back of his head. Some people try to put it on their neck. I like to try to put it on their head. Or at least on the top of their neck. There's like a little bone in the back of your head. Okay, if you feel around, there's like a soft spot and there's a little bone down there. I like to try to put my hand on top of that, because then I can put pressure down on his head. Okay, and my other one, okay, it's called like a cant. It's basically like you're taking a knife and you're holding it in your hand and you're gonna stab him in their thigh. Okay, so I'm gonna stab him in this thigh, and as I'm stabbing, I'm straightening, trying to straighten my arm out. Okay, so I'm here and I'm here. And to break them down here, if you don't know, okay, I'm straightening, I'm elbow up, trying to pressure up, and I'm gonna circle here. Okay, and then there's some different things we're talking about. So throwing legs in, this is kind of a good setup to throw legs in. Okay, another setup is from a breakdown, which we'll talk about also. But let's talk about just make sure we understand this. We got to be able to run a spiral ride to be just in general for the rest of today, realistically. Okay, so when you start, we're going half, stabbing the thigh, circling, circling. Okay, and then we'll talk about the rest afterwards. Now, another way to run a spiral, if you don't like doing a half, is you can come to a claw here. Okay, so I can come across to the neck and pull it in, and I can spiral this way. Okay, that's the other way to run a spiral. So you can either go half, or you can go claw. The bigger key is stabbing inside the thigh, and I'm trying to straighten that out. Okay, so I'm trying to straighten this one out. So you notice see how I lift when I straighten my arm out, how it lifts this leg up? Okay, so I'm in here. For you guys that couldn't see, like when I start straightening it, you see how that kind of lifts it up? Yeah, I can't just leave it in here bent and try to run this way. There's no pressure, so I gotta try to straighten it out. Okay, so that's spiral. Let's do that first. And we'll talk about throwing a leg in. 1, 2, 3. Two ways to get into legs, but this is just one situation. Okay, we'll talk about a few others after we get some legs in. So, I'm spiraling, okay, when I run it down, usually they're gonna either hit a hip, they might hit an elbow, either one is okay. Okay, but this is where my leg comes in. So I spiral it down, I keep pressure forward, okay, and then my leg is gonna replace my hand. Here. Okay, I'm gonna keep this half in, I'm gonna take it from the hand, coming under, drive forward. Okay? Now I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm doing with my legs back here. Okay, so now I got them nice and flat. Okay, so to see what we did with my legs. Okay, so we spiral it down, he opens up, coming over top. Okay, as I come over top, I'm replacing, driving forward. Okay, and I'm crossing it over. Just. I'm crossing this one over. There's multiple variations of legs. This is just one. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm here is One of our first ones we can go, I want to see how I have it hooked. See how I can just open them up here? Okay. If I just have it in here, it's going to be easy for him to crawl forward and get his leg up, okay? So I take it, after I get it in, and I hook across the other side, either on his, right above his knee, or up in his thigh, hook it. Okay? So, or if I can't get hooked, okay, I'm gonna lock to my own, and then I'm gonna hook on this side. Okay? Questions on that part? Okay. Where do you put the knife after? You take it into his armpit. I'll show you again. Okay, so spiral, spiral, spiral. He breaks down. I'm coming in. Right in, coming out. Okay, good wrestler, you're not going to be able to go across here. Okay, so I'm going to hook. Hook my own leg. Kind of like a figure four in the thigh. And I'm hooking. Okay. Leg in. Most of the time you're not going to be able to get all the way hooked. I'm going to hook. Okay. If you can, when I'm hooked here, okay, I'm hooked. I'm going to put my knee on the outside here. Okay, that's just going to set up my first one. So here's the bottom setup. Legs crossed. A lot of pressure right here, right? Squeezing out on the side. Okay, my first one is just a rake over. And we'll rotate here in a second. Okay, but I'm going to be cross facing, and I'm just straightening this hip here. Trying to straighten this out. And my top game, I'm raking here. Okay. So all I'm doing with my top is cross facing and ripping. Okay, as I'm ripping here, okay, I'm just pulling myself. Trying to pull here. You can also rake the face and just pull the face here. Okay? Basically, I'm just pulling the face to me. This one's out here. This one is not tucked under here. Okay? You see a lot of people when they try to rake, they tuck this arm under and they try to pull it like this. Well, this doesn't, I can't get any back exposure because I'm blocking. Okay? If I try to push this arm under like this, most of the time they're going to be able to keep this one, I'm not going to be able to expose them. And then I can't pull them long enough because I'm blocking here. Okay? So I want to keep this one out. Okay, and I'm going to use that's why I got this one on the outside. So I can put this hip up, I'm pulling. I'm pulling this whole time. Now I got some back exposure. Okay, he's going to be trying to foot down, I'm just going to keep pulling. Okay, now I got my back exposure. And if he does go to his belly, that's fine. Keep your leg in. Hey, you pinched. I got some back points. And guess what? I can do it again. As long as the ref rewards the back points. Most refs will reward it after I let go of the crossface. Okay, and then I'm gonna crossface again. Serve. Pull. 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 Crossface it. Pull it to you. Okay. Sometimes, that's the first situation. Let's just start there. Put leg in, lock it in, knee over, crossface. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I get him spiraled. Okay, I get the hip opened up, throw my leg in, driving forward. Okay, I should be hooked. Try to cover both legs. Okay, when I open them up, I'm gonna go crossface here. Okay, as I'm surfing, okay, pulling. If I still can't get some exposure here, okay, I can't get the crossface in. Okay, I'm trying to pull. See this opening right here? Okay, I can pull the arm also. So instead of crossfacing here, I'm gonna wrap across like a chicken wing here. Okay, now I can pull to get my exposure. I just gotta make sure I don't get stuck underneath because then he's gonna switch me. Okay, some of you are trying to push here still. That's gonna let him come up. I have the pressure here. Yeah, you can get exposure here. I like to try to cross face here. Okay, get my back points. Stay nice and tight. And then after I get my back points secured, now I'm hooking. Okay, and then I'll try to set that shoulder down. Most of the time they'll start turning into you. Okay, and I can jump sides, and I got a chicken wing. Okay, because now he's gonna base back down. I don't have my leg. Now I got a nice deep chicken wing. Okay, sometimes you can sneak your leg back in. Okay, but if you can't get the cross face to go over, okay, I can hook. Just make sure you're staying posted up. Okay, that's just a little bit of a variation there. So again, spiral down, legs in. As I try cross facing, I'm pulling, I can't quite get it, I can hook. Okay, notice my hips are up. Okay, I'm posted up. I'm not flat on my belly so that he can sneak through. Okay, I gotta keep the pressure in. Okay, just get your back exposure. Take them back over. Most likely not going to pin anyone here. You can if you are tight, if you get good enough to tighten up with your hips. Okay? Okay, so when I'm coming here, if I can get tight enough and stay tight here, start pulling. Start pulling, start pulling. Reaching. Okay, but it's getting loose. See, it's getting loose here because I let go of that leg. So you have to stay, it's all about how tight you are on your leg. Okay, if I can interact, okay, squeeze it down. A little bit, I gotta try to keep this one interact. Here. Okay, start slipping out. Go. Okay. That's just a little variation, catching the arm instead. Most of you are starting to get your leg in, finally, leg pretty good, so then we can switch into a power half in just a second, okay? Let's go try one more time. You can use that little variation of hooking like a chicken wing. 1, 2, 3. Still. Okay, get my leg in, break him down. Okay. Now I have my instead of running a cross face. Okay, maybe my knee got stuck inside. Okay. So I can't really cross face. I'm trying to cross face. He's doing a good job. I can't get my knee over top. Okay, he's doing a good job of staying down. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to power half. Okay, so when I power half, there's a couple different keys. Okay, first is I gotta get his head in the mat. Okay, usually I'm gonna put my elbow in the back of his neck. Okay. And I wanna attack the elbow. A lot of you are gonna try to go power half like this, and it's not gonna work because I don't have any pressure. Okay. So I have to attack. I gotta attack out here at the elbow. Okay, so I'm gonna see how much easier it is to apply that over. If I'm down here in his shoulder, I'm not as strong. I gotta get elbow to the neck, elbow to elbow. You can go gable grip here, start punching it through. As I get him exposed, punching it to the mat. Okay. Keep it all tight, nice and tight. Here, you can run the power half. And that's the first way. Another way to run a power half, especially if I'm like trying to battle and he's trying to battle my hands here. He's trying to grab my own hands because that's what they're gonna be doing, right? I can't get in here. Maybe I can't, so I'm gonna grab his own hand. Okay, and I'm gonna put it on his head. Okay, and then I'm gonna power half with his hand on his head. Okay, here, running it over, thinking it through. If you're not comfortable with keeping your legs in, okay, in either one of these situations, either elbow deep, punch it through. As soon as I sink my half, okay, if I'm not comfortable just taking it over and keeping my leg in, okay, I can unlock my legs, go right to a regular half Nelson. Okay. So questions on the two different half Nelson. Elbow, neck, elbow, elbow. Take it, punch. Or I'm halving himself. He's trying to battle hands. So I'm gonna grab his own wrist. Okay, and I'm gonna put it on the back of his head here. And then I'm gonna start cranking it over. Okay, any questions on that? You can also attack the other side. I'm attacking this side, then I can step up, punch it through. A lot of times you're gonna be staying here. It's a little tighter that side. It's probably the recommended side. Attack the opposite of the leg you have in. Okay. But regardless, you can run your power half either way. So opposite, meaning I have my leg in on the right side. I'll have it locked. So I'm gonna come this way, especially if I can hook sides. Like we talked for the crossface. Stepping up, punching. Okay, then I can interlock. When I'm punching, I gotta punch to the mat. Okay, and again, same thing. If it's getting too tight, I can't get him, I can unlock my legs. Side. Not a regular half. Questions? As far as pressure goes, you get your leg in. Remember, power half opposite side. Can't run power half both sides, yes. But as far as making it really hurt and make a lot of pressure, power half the opposite side. Okay. If you put both legs in, you can power half both sides, but we'll talk about that maybe later. 1, 2, 3. When I get in this situation, let's say I come here and I can't get him broke down, but he stays in his base. Okay, this is a situation here as well. This is gonna probably happen more often. So, same thing here though. When I spiral, I throw my leg in, and if I'm trying to drive him down, I can't, but he goes to his base. Okay, he gets to his base instead. I gotta stay tight here still. Okay, so I'll turn around and show you what we're doing here. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, I gotta stay behind his elbows. Okay, I don't want to be way out here, but he's gonna pull me under. Okay, so I gotta stay back on his hips. I'm gonna keep the one high in his crotch. I'm gonna interlock my other ones. Okay. So when I'm here, this one's staying high in the crotch. This one's interlocking. And hook if I can't. If I can't hook, I'm just gonna stay interlocked. Okay, I can come here. Okay, ideally, okay, I want to cover the hip here. See, now I have this hip control, and I'm here. Okay, so I'm on top. Nice and tight in the legs, got this one reached out. Okay, so then to break down here, okay, I'm just gonna pull his hands out. Arc down into it. Okay, be nice to your partners, because this can really hurt their backs because they're not good at people. Okay, and I can go cross faces, and I can go my half. So from this side, okay, if they're in my base, they're in the base. Okay, I'm high, I'm not super high, I'm out of here. Okay, but I am trying to get on top of the hips here. Okay, I'm trying to sit right on top of it. Interlocked, interlocked. Pull these out, arch it. Okay. Now, if you really can't get someone, I'm not saying you need to do this to your partners today. If I got someone that's really tough, I'm not gonna do it too well, but I'm gonna talk you through it so you can kind of see what situation I'm talking about. If I'm here and I can't pull these out, okay? If you got someone that's really tough in this situation, I'm just gonna take both my forearms, I'm just gonna punch him. Punch him right underneath here, or punch him right underneath the arms. As I'm punching, I'm lifting him up and arching my back. Okay, I'm not gonna do it too well because I'll probably crush him, but I'm going here, arching here. And this whole time, I keep this hip pressure down. Okay, and then I can start attacking. But see, look, I got my hip pressure down here. Cross face, power half, half himself, cross face. But look, my hips are down. This is more of a leg situation. Now, if you get them all the way broke down, yes. We didn't talk about the hip pressure. We gotta get hips down. Yeah, there's a lot more pressure there, right, Will?
Yeah.
Okay. Cross facing, punching. Okay. So if they get based up instead, same lock in the crotch, same hooking mechanism, cut the arms out. Hip pressure down. Okay, and then you can continue. So start. Here's what you're drilling. You go spiral, leg in, but he's gonna go to his base. So I'm gonna stay hooked. Okay, so then from here, I'm arching, breaking them down, and then I can either go crossface or half, whichever one you understand the best. If you aren't very good at crossface or half yet, just work on getting them broke down to here. Okay? Any questions? Be around to kind of help. 1, 2, 3. First thing I gotta make sure, like if Will is spiraling me down, that's the route he's going. Okay, when he's opening me up, okay, I gotta make sure I'm ready to block here. I gotta try to attack this hand. I gotta try to stay tight here. Most of the time, he's probably gonna keep spiraling me down. Okay, but I gotta keep my knees together. Because if that leg comes in, and it gets me flattened out, it's gonna be a lot harder to get it out. Okay, but when he's spiraling, okay, I gotta try to keep my knees together, try to dig this out. Ideally, I don't wanna drop to my elbow. Okay, so I gotta stay strong here. Okay, I'm gonna look into it here. Look into it and attack here. Okay, so all my pressure is going backwards here, into him, looking into him. So when he spirals me, yes, it might open me up. Okay, but now I'm in a sit-out situation. Instead of him driving me down to the mat here like this and opening me up. Okay. So again, I'm pressuring in. I'm looking like into my armpit. Doesn't matter if he has a half or a claw. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and I'm pressuring back. So when he does open me up, okay, I'm staying here.
Cody, come over here.
Okay, I'm in a good position. I want to dig this out. Dig this out. And remember we talked about hip hysten this morning? Okay? Hip heist right there. It's not gonna be that easy. There's gonna be a lot of pressure and things, okay? But that's one little quick thing. Now, if he does get a leg in, okay, there's lots of little things. Okay, first thing, when you get older, it doesn't work as well, but when you're younger, sometimes you can, especially if they're not very tight here, okay, you can just do a little mule kick. Okay, so I'm lifting my leg up. Okay, I'm mule kicking it. Okay, so I'm trying to straighten my leg, like up and up, back and up, here. Then driving it back to the mat. So, turn this way. Okay, so he's got this leg in. Okay, so I'm kind of make sure I got my balance. Okay, I'm lifting, kicking up, back up. Okay. It's called a mule kick. Okay, so that's 2 different ones to start with, right? I don't want to throw a bunch of you and then you forget all of them. So that's 2. The first one, as he spirals me, before he gets a leg in, looking in, okay, going a little sit out and fighting hand control, right? I just want to get to this position by hand control. Get him out, okay, and hype out. Or sit and roll, or switch, you know those types of moves. Okay, but I'm just getting in good position, keeping my knees together, here, trying to stay in a ball. And then the first one for when he gets a leg in, he spirals me, he gets his leg in, is just a mule kick. And again, this one is not one that works, but it does at least sometimes loosen it up a little bit sometimes. Especially if they're not very tight, it could work. But if they're really, really tight, probably should look at something else that we're gonna look at in just a second. But those are 2.
Or right when it's coming in.
Yes, right when it's coming in. If he gets me opened up, and he's still trying to get it nice and sunk in, okay, he's trying to get me in, yeah, I can mule kick that. Yep, good point, coach. All right, let's do those 2, and then we'll come back. 1, 2, 3. Now his leg in, so if I can stay in my ball, and I can catch the, or if I can at least stay tight here, even if I'm not in a ball, even if I'm a little bit exposed here, trying to back into him. If he tries to bring his leg in,
okay, I can catch. Okay, or I can block it, preferably. Okay, I can block it out. Now, if it does come over top, okay, I can catch it. Okay, and then I'm in a situation here. Okay. Or I can sit a little with it. Okay, but preferably, what I want to do is I want to block it. I don't want them in here. Okay, so if I see legs coming, I can stay tight here. Okay, I'm blocking it here. Okay, even if I'm trying to dig this out, I see a leg coming, I'm gonna bail on my hand. Block. Okay, block it out. If he does get it through and up, I can at least stay in tight. Now what I don't want to do is my arm gets stuck down here. Okay, he's got his leg in, my arm's stuck in here. Okay, so you have to, if I get a leg, I gotta keep it out. Okay. So use it to block, use it to catch. Okay. If I do get set to my butt and he gets in what's called like a crab ride, he's got one leg, maybe he's got legs in. Okay, or he's got legs in like this. This is another leg situation. Okay, so it's kind of like after I blocked it, maybe he's got one in here and we're kind of sitting on our butt fighting. Okay, here's what we want to do. So we're going to work on blocking a little bit, but then we're going to work on if I get set out, he's got a leg in. Okay, I'm going to grab the outside of his foot. I'm going to put my elbow right in his shin, like this. Okay, I'm just going to put pressure down my elbow. Does that hurt well? Okay, it's called the shin grinder. Okay, he's squirming around. I don't even know why is he squirming around. Okay, so I'm pulling it, and putting pressure down on the shin. Elbow on the shin. So why I'm doing that is I'm not just going to sit here and grind on the shin. That's illegal. Okay, but I am going to keep that pressure in there so that I can lift it out and set it on the mat. Now I can battle. Okay, stay tight, squeeze out. Okay, sometimes they might have two boots in if you have someone that's really good leg rider. That's like double boots, same thing. Dig them out. Elbows in the shins. Dig them out. Okay, then I can come in here and battle. Now I can battle. Now I can battle. Sit on it. Okay? But that's the two things we're gonna focus on. This is just an example here. We're not gonna focus on the double boots right now. Okay, so go back to our base. First one, just a reminder, he tries breaking me down. I gotta stay in a nice ball. He's trying to throw a leg in. I'm blocking this leg in. Okay, block it a couple times. Back to your base. He breaks me down, tries to get his leg in. I'm staying in a good position. Maybe I catch it this time. Okay, if I catch it, okay, you can either come here, out the back, or we can come here like I'm hitting a switch. Finish. Okay. And then we're gonna work, the second thing you need to work, or third thing, I mean, those two are pretty related. Third thing, if they get a leg in, how do I get it out? Okay, so I'm gonna grab the outside of the foot, elbow on the shin, dig it out. Okay, and I can fight hands. Fight hands, scoot away. Scoot away, push away, hip high stop. Question. As long as you can get the foot out, you're gonna be in pretty good shape. If you let him keep that foot in, it's just gonna get tighter. Gotta keep them loose. Don't want them to be tight. 1, 2, 3. Get a leg in me, I'm on my base. And you see how he's kind of riding to my side here? Okay, he's not really on top of my hips. This is more like a crossbody style ride. Okay, so one, I'm gonna reach back, try to grab his hip. Okay, and as I grab his hip, I'm gonna try to, okay, I'm gonna pull, yep, exactly right. I'm gonna pull down, and hip down, and shoulder down, here. Okay, and as I do that, okay, it's gonna create this space. So as I pull, bring my arm through, trying to punch it through. It's a lot with my right arm. Okay, so I'm pulling down here, popping through. Okay, kind of similar. This one is very similar to the next one. We'll show these two together. The other one's like if they're running a power half. It's called swimming. You guys know how to swim? Who knows how to swim? You guys like this one?
Yeah.
The water's warm. All right, so these are pretty similar. So again, I'm reaching back. Okay, I'm pulling down, shoulder down, hip down, and punch through. Okay, the other one, again, is very similar. It's when they're trying to run a power half. I'm in this position, he's up top. He's trying to run a power half here. Okay, I gotta try to shake him. I've gotta try to shake him. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swim. Okay, you're taking 2 swim strokes. Okay? And it's gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt your shoulder. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna feel very good. So you either try to swim it and cut through 2 swim strokes, or you just sit there and let them rip your shoulder off. It's your choice. Okay. You can also try to wing down, but a lot of times, the ones that are really mean, they're gonna rip it up anyway. Okay? So, let's take a look at it from this angle. Got a leg in, he's trying to power half. Okay, I'm battling. I'm sitting here trying to battle, gotta feel the pressure. He's gonna be getting frustrated because I'm not letting him. Okay, as the pressure comes, swim up, swim down. Okay, so I'm here. Swimming, swimming. Okay. Questions on those two? See how they're similar? Winging down, swim through, or I'm swimming my arms through. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of similar if they got a leg in, if they're draping a little bit, especially if they're like draping it crossed. If I can capture this arm. Okay, a lot of times I can try to climb this arm, tripod up, shake, and then I can do that. Okay? So if they're draping an arm and I can capture it, I want to climb it like a rope. Okay, and I want to get tripoded up, climb it like a rope, shake them, shake them, shake them. And then I can try to punch through. Okay? So one more time. Okay, if they're coming here, okay, I might start climbing a little bit. Start climbing. Okay, start shaking, shaking, shaking. Start falling off. And I can cut through.
This is why it's important to stay underneath the arms when you're riding legs.
Yep.
Okay? This is what you do when they reach over.
Yep, so if you got someone not riding good legs, they reach over top, or they're trying to run like side by side from it, climb that arm, climb it like a rope. Okay, so that one should be hopefully pretty straightforward. The other one, I'm gonna sit to my hip. And I gotta stay small, so he's got his leg in, okay, and instead of pulling the hip, okay, I'm gonna sit back into him, and I'm gonna sit like out here to the side. I gotta punch this through. Okay, so I'm gonna come here, sit through, okay, and as I'm coming, I'm battling. Okay, I'm trying to come here. Trying to get this arm on the inside. Okay, this is kind of similar to this situation. Okay, but instead of digging it out, I'm gonna come underneath it. Okay, he might grab, he's probably gonna, some good leggers will grab their own leg. Okay, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep scooting my shoulder deep. Okay, he may be trying to power half me here, thinking he can still power half me, and that's okay. If he power half me, I'm gonna cradle him. Okay, so I'm in deep here. Okay, I gotta dig it out, switch my hips. Okay, and then I'm swimming head. Okay, so we're gonna scoot back a little bit.
See how his shoulder deep in there? That's important.
Okay, so here. Sometimes it works. I'm trying to shake him, I can't shake him. Okay, so if I can't sit, okay, I'm just gonna back into him here, back into him. Okay, and then I gotta dig this one down. Okay, so I gotta get this gap here. See how there's a gap? Okay, I gotta get this gap so I can punch it shoulder deep. Okay, and I can dig it out, switch my hips, and my head. Okay, so when you can either sit big here, or I can just sit back into his hip and just punch in. Okay, It's up to you. It's kind of, honestly, backing into it's probably gonna be a little bit safer because as I'm backing into him, I can kind of start punching this one in, start digging this out to get it in. Shoulder deep, switch my hips. Right. So questions on those two. First one, pretty straightforward. Shake and climb the rope, cut through. Second one, back into them. Gotta get shoulder deep under the leg. Try to get shoulder deep if you can. If you can just get elbow deep, it's just gonna be a little harder. Try to get shoulder deep. Boom. Switch your hips and punch. Punch for the head.
What would happen if you missed it when you're short when you're doing the shoulder?
If I'm up here, I'll show you. So if I don't get shoulder deep, hey, I back into him. Hey, I get here. I only get to here, and I'm just here. It's just gonna be harder for me to do anything. I can still do it. I can still dig it out and flip, but most likely you're gonna get stuck right here. Okay. But there's still a chance, even if I'm just elbow deep, I can catch this head that I can get through here. Okay, so when if I'm only elbow deep and I try to catch his head, I really gotta arch up. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I gotta arch and flip my hips. Okay, so what I mean is I'm arching and I'm flipping over like almost like a hip heist, but I'm not hip heist. I'm just flipping over. Run into it. You might have to do some scissor steps. You guys know what scissor steps are?
Yes.
Right? Or all right, 1, 2, 3. Spiral, but we're done with legs for right now, okay? So if you've never ran legs before, you got a little bit of exposure, got a little bit of counters to it, okay? So now we're gonna still talk a little bit about spiral, because that was one of my favorite things. I always ran a spiral. Okay, and a lot of people just with a simple spiral have nothing. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about, okay, is instead of when I get them spiraled, I get this elbow broke down, instead of throwing a leg in, okay, I'm gonna go tight waist to my bar. Okay? Now, if this is just to set up, I'm basically gonna keep my hat, but this is just to get them broken down. Okay, so now some of you will be strong enough. You're just gonna run them into the ground and they're gonna go flat, just like this. That's what we want. So if you can get them ran into the ground flat, run them into the ground flat. If they drop down and I can't get them down any farther, if I have to capture this wrist and go tight waist to drive them down and readjust from there, I can readjust from there. Okay, but ideally, I want to just run them to the ground. This way, to your left, sorry. Okay, so if I can get them ran down flat, okay, I'm running them down flat, that's where I want to be. Okay, and I'm just gonna reach up, simple bar and a half. We all should know how to do a bar and a half, right? Run it through, punch it through. Okay, that's not the one we're gonna talk about here. I just want to just review. Hopefully we all know how to do that. If you're coming to camp, if you're not, we'll talk about it individually. So, what I want to do here though, is I want to talk about pulling the corner. You guys know what pulling the corner is? Okay, so I'm gonna keep pressure in nice and tight. I got my half, I'm pulling it in. I'm pulling this thing in. Okay, I'm flexing here almost. I'm pulling his shoulder into me. I have this bar. Okay, because I want him to feel like he can base up. Okay, I got a lot of pressure up top here. And notice, I'm keeping my knee in front here. And I'll give you a different angle here in just a second. Okay, I'm here. I'm keeping it tight. Okay, so when I say pull the corner, okay, I'm lifting, I'm blocking, I'm pulling. And as I'm pulling, I'm bringing my leg back here. And then I'm running him in the ground. Okay, so I'm here, I'm pulling tight, okay, I'm lifting, I'm blocked here, pull. Now I'm sinking my hat. This is number one. Just simple little pull the corner. Okay, so again, spiral him down, run him in the ground, he's flat, reach up, get my bar, get it in his chest. Okay, I'm gonna come out front, block, So when he starts basing up, pull, sink. Run it. Pin him. Okay? Now, you might have to pull him multiple times. You might not get him the first time. It might be something I get him down, I get the bar, he comes up, I pull, I can't run it, so I'm gonna try to run the half. Then I pull. Run it over. Okay, so I try to pull, he doesn't go to his side, step back up and spiral. But I'm not going to my cant. Okay, I'm keeping this bar tight. Keeping it tight. Pull. Okay, he doesn't go, so I'm gonna pressure in, pressure in. Okay, as it feels like he's trying to circle back into me with his hips. Okay, he's circling back into me. I'm gonna pull. Sink. Okay, so I'm blocking with my knee. Any questions on this first? Here, 1, 2, 3. Someone's trying to wing you down. I don't have a name for this move. It's something that I kind of found and figured out myself when I was in high school, and I just pinned a lot of people with it. But I'm sure there's a name out there for it, but I've never really seen anyone else do it. So it's kind of like my secret, I guess you could say. But I share it to about anybody I can because I think it's a really good move. Okay? And so it works really well if you got a guy that likes to Granby roll. Do you guys, anyone know what a Granby roll is?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, well, you want to just do a quick little Granby? Like a Granby when they roll across their back?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have someone that likes to do a Granby, like when you wrestle, this move works really, really well. And you're going to want them to Granby, and you're going to pin them when they Granby. Okay? So, I start with my half, my spiral. Okay, I start when I'm running. I'm trying to run it, but I'm kind of baiting. Okay? I'm trying to more like run a half Nelson, but I'm going to keep this, my knife in his thigh. Okay, because what's he going to do if I have his elbow off the mat? He's going to wing down, right? Has that ever happened to any of you? You have a half Nelson in, and you're trying to run him over, and they wing you down, and you lose your half Nelson, right? Or you bounce your face off the mat, right?
Well, you always hear a coach say, wing that down, right?
Yeah, that's a good counter, especially when you're little. Just winging that thing down, because sometimes if you got someone that's super aggressive and they wing down, sometimes you wing them all the way down and they fall down, right? Okay, so this is for when someone's winging me down. But I have to have this spiral riding. Okay, so when I'm running this, okay, as he wings me down, I gotta knee slide forward and put this back in front. So as he's winging me down, I'm gonna let him wing me down in my knife hand. My knife hand. It's gonna go from a knife to grabbing the inside of his thigh. And I'm gonna pull it. Okay? I'm gonna pull this leg. So when he wings me, I'm gonna pull him. Looks kind of funny, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first step. He wings down, I'm pulling it through. Okay, you should almost slap the mat in front of you. You don't want this arm to get stuck under you. Okay, you're pulling it through. And I'm leaving my half hand in there. Okay, so I'm leaving my half hand in there. He wings me down, I'm gonna pull. See how my half hand's still under here? Does everyone see it? Okay, so then from here, the second step is as soon as I throw it through, I'm popping up and I'm circling around. I got my hand. Okay, scoot back a little bit, guys, scoot back a little bit.
Scoot back.
Looks kind of silly, doesn't it? But I promise you it works. I promise you this works. And when you get older, you get a guy you're gonna run the spiral, they're gonna pop up in tripod, and your coach is gonna say, watch the Granby, watch the Granby. And they're gonna Granby. There's my pin. There's also a stack out of here you can run. And we'll try it here in a little bit. But first I wanna go over just this little part. You gotta remember, key points. Knee in front, just like when I'm raking. That's why we showed the rake first. Okay? And then the second one, partner. You gotta be a good partner. You gotta wing down. Okay? So knee in front, he's gonna wing down. My other hand, remember I'm grabbing the thigh instead of keeping my knife in. Grab a hold of it, pull his leg through. Okay, so I'm coming here, wing down, and then I'm just circling to the head. Okay, then we'll talk about the stack one here in just a second. It'll be a little more for you, some of you advanced guys, but you little guys can work it too. 1, 2, 3, a little bit more. All right, so now, let's face this way. So same kind of concept here. I'm gonna show it this way, and I'm gonna show it when we're facing the opposite direction. Okay, so I have my spiral and my cant, right? I'm grabbing the inside of the thigh because I know he's gonna wing me down. So now this time when he wings me down, okay, as I'm pulling, I'm not gonna pull him all the way through. Okay, I'm just gonna pull him all the way through, and this knee, I'm gonna stick it right in the gut. Okay, so as he wings me down, okay, I'm gonna crowd hip into him, pull, and I'm gonna put this knee in his gut right here. Okay, and then if they kick too hard or they wing too hard, throw it through in circles. Okay, so throw it, show it this direction. So again, I got my spiral, he wings me down, okay, so I'm here. Okay, notice. Okay, I'm not throwing it through this time. I'm pushing my hip into him, okay, and I'm stepping my knee up. I'm pressuring in and I'm putting my knee in his gut. Okay, should I go head on maybe? Okay, so I'm here, he wings, pushing in, here. Okay, if you want, you can stay here. I always like to grab my own thigh. Okay, and just keep that knee right in his gut. If it slips out, circle, same situation.
Yeah, I like how he grabs his own thigh there.
Okay. So you shove the knee in the gut, you go from his thigh to your thigh. His thigh to your thigh. Okay. Again, I don't really know what it's called, just kind of a Granby counter. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey, good job today. Champs on 3. 1, 2, 3.